From a slashing run in the Singapore Airlines International Cup behind Shadowgate. His form was very good prior to that. Can he run 1,600 metres against this sort of quality opposition first up and win the race?
I think it's going to be too tough for him. He hasn't raced since May. I think his body weight's spot on, only up 3 kilos. So the Patrick Shaw stable have got him nice and fit here, but he's had a few little leg problems, Setembro Chove. And I think maybe look out for him in the second leg in the Raffles Hotels and Resorts Cup over the 1,800 metres. I think he'll run well here, Craig, but I think it's a tough ask for him to be able to win first up from such a long spell.
Moving on to number 7, Limbs.
Just about set. Panasonic Kranji Mile, set to go. Group 1. Off and racing, and he caught them in a perfect start. World Delight can't go in the early stages, and My Royal Captain's going forward together with Earl. It may be you. Zinley's out wide. Limbs Objective close to the rails. King and King's parked in about 6th position. Then Recast, Always Fast. Royal Admiral a little bit deep. Then Limbs Prestige, worse than midfield. Setembro Chove, Kim Invader, Mr. Line, and World Delight. 1,200 metres to go. Zinley forcing the pace here. Zinley goes to the lead by 3 parts of a length on My Royal Captain. Earl's a lonely third. A length and a half away to Limbs Objective, followed by Royal Admiral. On the outside of it may be you. King and King with a nice trail. He's about 4 lengths off the pace midfield. Recast, Always Fast, 3 deep with cover. Then Setembro Chove going forward, followed by Limbs Prestige. Between them is Kim Invader. Mr. Lion and World Delight leads a lot of luck. He's back at the tail towards the home bend. 650 metres left to go. Zinley is just in front. Earl in second position. Then Royal Admiral, My Royal Captain. They're followed by It May Be You. King and King sticking to the rails as they turn into the home straight. Always Fast, Setembro Chove. Limbs Objectives a long way back in the field with Kim Invader, and Mr. Lines down the outside. Recast is back last with 300 to go. Earl just in front of Zinley. Here's Setembro Chove. Setembro Chove letting down on the outside. He goes to the lead. Now My Royal Captain's coming through, then Always Fast. Kim Invader on the outside, but they won't catch Setembro Chove. A magnificent winner. Setembro Chove, a length and a half on the line to Kim Invader. Close for third between King and King, My Royal Captain and Always Fast. Then Limbs Objective, World Delight, Zinley, It May Be You, Earl. Mr. Line was on the outside. They're followed by Recast, Limbs Prestige and Royal Admiral. What a win. First up since the Singapore Airlines International Cup, Setembro Chove has come from third last at the half mile to swamp them in the straight. And he hasn't given them a look in. An incredible training performance by Pat Shaw to produce this fellow first up today, having not raced since the 20th of May. He ran out of his skin for 4th in the Singapore Airlines International Cup to Shadowgate. And first up today, Robbie Fred rode him like he did when he won on our 4-staff in the Derby 2 years ago. Almost a replica. He's a big-time jockey, Robbie Fred. And he's brought Setembro Chove with a big burst of speed down the outside. Second will go to number 4 Airlines International Cup. And he'll be very proud today to see this guy knock in a Group 1 victory here in Singapore. Now third goes to number 2 King and King, and 4th to 10 My Royal Captain. 5th went to Always Fast. 1, 8, 2, 10 and 3. 1, 8, 2, 10 and 3. And look at the delight of Robbie Fred. He's won big races in South Africa, Hong Kong. He's won plenty of big races here in Singapore, but something tells me he's got tremendous delight out of beating home Setembro Chove. A 6-year-old entire, bred in Brazil. He's by Fast Gold from Setting Trends. And he really turned it on for us today in the Panasonic Kranji Mile. Congratulations to Mr. Glassar. He's one of the big breeders, I understand, in Brazil. And every opportunity he gets, he comes to Singapore, and he might just be here for the Singapore Gold Cup in 4 weeks' time. We'll be heading downstairs shortly to hopefully have a chat to Robbie Fred and also Ricardo Lagrange as Setembro Chove comes back to the winner's prize. Andrew Frost, wasn't that a great performance by him first up?
Yes, Michael, without any recent racing, a sterling performance here by Setembro Chove. There's Robbie Fred. He's thrown a set of goggles into the crowd. crowd there. And it was the highest rated horse heading into this race, rating of 111, and he has proven why he is the top rated stayer here at the moment.
And I think Craig Evans came up with that one.
He did.
First up, Setembro Chove, so he'll have a spring in his step downstairs, Craig. And he was well in commission. He was solid right the way through the betting. We haven't seen a lot of him on the tracks in fast work, but somehow they've been able to have him right on target for his resumption today.